In this drill, we're going to try to emphasize our release and then working against a press defensive back. And there's some elements that we want to encourage. We want to go back to the concept of attacking half the defender, using good body lean, and then as we defeat the defender, we want to retrace to where we saw him last. If he's in position, we'll try to touch his opposite shoulder from where we're running to give him a false key. And then the last of the components is to stick the route and run it. So let's see if we can demonstrate that on a hook route. So we're in a press defensive situation here. So hands are up, we're in a good body position, good body lean, and we're going to attack the defender. Right there. Okay. You saw some of the components there of the defender. He had good body lean, he attacked half the defender, he retraced to where he saw the defender last, he had a slight opportunity to touch the defender on the opposite shoulder where he was going. Okay, that was on an inside cut. All right, now let's look at an outside cut. We're going to attack the outside half of that defender and then use basically the same techniques of retracing to where we saw him last, if we have the opportunity to touch shoulder, right, and then sticking the route. So let's go with a 12-yard out. Okay. Good body lean right there, sticks the route, gives him a false read, and he's able to move him over. So let's review those points. One good stance, you want your body over your knees in good lean position. Use your hands, use the rip or swim move. You want to retrace to where you saw the defensive back last, and then you want to touch on opposite shoulder if the opportunity presents itself, and then finally stick the route, whether it be an out cut or an in cut. That's what's critical in separating from a defensive back. This drill is set up to give some impression of base coverages. What I have set up right now is a 2-high coverage using the barrels as the safeties. The cones are used as the underneath coverage, the corners and the linebackers. And this is a good twofold drill, one for your receivers so they can see the seams in the different defenses, and then for your quarterbacks to work their progression. If you have a full complement of receivers and you have a full complement of quarterbacks, you can line all of them up and go through their 1, 2, 3 reads, assigning each quarterback their read. In this particular drill, we have 2 receivers and 2 quarterbacks, so one quarterback will drop and hit the initial read, which is going to be the seam route between the 2 deep safeties. The other quarterback will take his drop, look to that route, he'll pretend it's covered and then work his way to his option route, which will be the slot receiver hooking up between the 2 linebackers. So this drill is really twofold. It's one, to allow receivers to see seams in defenses, and then also to help your quarterbacks with progression reads and catch the ball and throw the ball in game-like or defensive-like situations. So basically what we're going to do here is demonstrate a vertical go route with stretches on the safeties and then throw to the underneath coverage off the linebackers. So this is what we'll work on. Okay, you guys ready? Take a 5-step drop, you'll plant and throw, you'll work your progression. All right, here we go. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He sets, he throws. One quarterback took his first read. The next quarterback worked his progression. He worked the high progression to the low progression. Okay, this time you can switch quarterbacks. Okay, you're going to take your 5, you'll take the slot, work your progression, look to slot and come back. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. Hook it up at 5 now. Let's do it one more time. Make sure you make a short look. We're trying to stretch the safeties vertically and horizontally, okay? Just a little 5-yard hitch right there between those 2 linebackers. Here we go. He's going to look vertically. There's the receiver. Okay. You can see the high receiver was between the 2 safeties, splitting them position-wise. The low receiver was hooking up between the linebackers and working on the vertical stretch. In this drill, we've changed the defensive alignment to a 3-deep concept. We have the 3 barrels now in the 2 corner positions in the middle safety. And now we're going to work the hook-flat combination. And again, this is all about spacing and seeing seams in defensive alignments. So the outside receiver will be running the hook route. The inside receiver will be running the flat combination. Again, the quarterbacks will go through their read. And basically these are stationary reads, but in a live situation, they would be reading off the underneath coverage. But we're using 2 quarterbacks, 2 receivers, so one quarterback will go 1-2 progression, the other quarterback will throw to the first progression. In this case, the first progression is the hook route. So again, we're emphasizing seeing spacing in defensive alignments and then going through our quarterback progression. This is the hook flat combination. All right, guys, ready? Okay. Yep. 3. Okay, good. And in this drill, you emphasize all the same things you do in basic drills. You want to have that body lean, hands and release, working in space, coming back to the ball, sticking your routes, reaching out to catch the football. Hook flat combination. Good. As you say, you can do this with any route combination that you have in your package. I think it's a great opportunity for quarterbacks to see spacing, for receivers to see the seams, and to work on all the fundamentals. In the game of football, I have a saying that says players make plays. Coaches can be the greatest coaches in the world unless they have good players. They're not very good. And in this case, in putting together the videos that you've watched, my players have been excellent. They're from Salinas High School here out in California, and the quarterbacks were James and Carter, and then we've got Tyler and Jason as the receivers. And all 4 of them did an outstanding job, and I can't thank them enough, because I think anytime we can pass on knowledge to allow young football players and young coaches to progress and develop their skills, it's a good thing. And that's what's great about the coaching profession, is to getting work with young men in the developmental stage and see them progress and improve and then reach their goals of success on the field and especially off the field. But I think all the elements of the game transcend the game and move into real life, and I think there's lots of lessons to be learned, and it's a great opportunity to get better, to develop and become an outstanding player as well as an outstanding person in the community.